Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Scorched Earth Explorer Notes. This is the finale. We're going to cover the remaining 11 or 12 notes in this grayed out area. We're tanned out, really. Yeah. Finally, we're done with the series. Now, before we get into these notes, as usual, please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you found it helpful. Both help me out a lot, it's completely free, and you can always change your mind and unsubscribe in the future. And with that said, let's get started with our first note. So we start here, in the kind of dried up, or semi-dried up riverbed, in this sort of intersection. So you can see here that we have two of these big spikes. This is just roughly the coordinates right here. Two big spikes, and then we have one kind of way going to the right and one to the left. But you want to pay attention to these spikes. So go to the lower one of the two. You have one that is very pointy and then one that isn't as pointy. You want to pay your attention to that one. So go under it. Kind of follow the water's edge here. And at the very bottom of this spike, you have a Rockwell note. No ruin, but still pretty easy to spot. Rockwell number 28 at 37.1 by 50. And then for the next note, we can head to the left kind of pathway. So that's the spikes we were just at. You can see the right road going that way. We want to go to the one facing to the left. You can see there is this big arch across pretty early on, and when we pass the arch, we can look to the left, and you can see that there is a pretty big ruin right here, facing one of the obelisks. I can really not tell which one that is. Oh wait, that is the green one. So facing the green obelisk, we have a nice ruin, and Helena Note number 5 at 40.9 by 54. For this next note, we want to start back at the spikes, roughly. However, this time we want to head the right way. So we went the left way, there's the arch and the ruin behind that again. We want to start these spikes, basically go back, and this time we want to head the way to the right. And we want to basically just follow this quite a bit until we reach that rocky, spiky thing right there with some water under it. And on the top of that spike, you can go around if you are on a land mount. But on top of this spike, we have a lone note, just on the tip, right there. Helena Note number 1 at 43.2 by 45.0. And then for the next one, you want to basically continue that right way. You can see the spike with the note over there. You want to just continue this direction right here, so that's where we came from. Continue following the dry riverbed. You can eventually see you come to this arch right there, or like land bridge. But just continue straight ahead. So this direction, and this is just roughly the coordinates. You will come to this little lake or pond or whatever. And when you reach this, you can look up on the left mountain there, and you can see some ruins. You can see those from the ground as well, in case you're wondering. Right there. However, it might be a little bit tricky to get up on the land mount, so I would recommend using a flyer for it. But here we are. We have Raia Tablet number 3 at 49.2 by 50.7. Okay, for this next note, you want to roughly start where the last note was. So in this area, right here. And you want to basically, you can see that there are like split ways down here. So if you're on the ground, it'll look something like this. And you have 3 different ways you can go. That one leads back, so we don't want to go that way. That also leads towards the blue obelisk. This way, to the left of that, so if you have the blue obelisk to your back, you're left with 2 options. You want to go to the right one. The one going towards the red obelisk. Right there. And you can see there is a massive dead skeleton of a Spino or something right here. Very close. And you want to go into that ribcage. So land and go into it right here. And if you look among the bushes kind of towards the spine, you will eventually come across the Raia tablet. It's kind of hidden behind this bush, so it's easy to miss it. but here it is. It's Raia Tablet number 2 at 51.4 by 49.3. Then we want to basically head towards this mountain. You can see the red obelisk back there, the big rib cage right there. So what you want to do is kind of, from that rib cage, you want to head through this sort of big rocky bridge. You want to basically get up to this plateau, and there's the mountain. And this one is pretty easy to spot, but it is in the middle of nowhere. But basically, on the north side or northeast side of this mountain, if you look around the foothills, you should come across this ruin right here. This is the surrounding area. As you can see, it's not something too distinctive and stuff to kind of point out, but the ruin is very big, should be very easy to spot if you just search around this mountain. Helena Note number 20 at 54.7 by 48.6. And then similarly, if we go back to the kind of land bridge and walkway up from that rib cage and river right there, so this is the coordinates. You can very clearly see that there is this walkway slope kind of thing going with a land bridge right there. If you literally just move straight up from this, you can see a water source straight ahead right there, and very closely, as you can see up on that slope. So when you reach this water source, kind of, you can't really see it from the ground, but when you reach this water source, which are these coordinates, you can see that there's a little sand cliff thing right ahead. If you just go on top of that, a little ruin with Dahkeya Note number 5 on it, 53.3 by 43.6. Next up, we want to start roughly at the same area as the two previous notes. This is the coordinates right now, and you can see this ruin right here pretty easy on the foothills of this mountain. You can see that big rib cage that we were at earlier. You can see the land bridge there. The kind of slope going up starts right there. You want to start in this area, and what you want to do is kind of, what would that be? East. So east of this mountain, you should find the start of the sort of canyon crack from this air. It starts like over there from on the ground. I can just quickly show you. Starts right there, but we're gonna just track it from the top because this note is on the top surface. So it starts right here at these coordinates 56.5 by 50.1. And what you want to do is basically just follow this crack for a little while. Follow it, and you can see how the crack... Oh, that is a big lag spike. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can see that after following the crack for a little while, it splits into two. And this is when you want to jump onto that middle intersection island thing. So just jump over the crack, or follow the crack, get to the middle portion. And in the middle of this middle portion, my game suddenly started to lag quite a bit. I don't really know why it does that, but it did. Okay. But you can see that there is a ruin in the middle here. It's completely surrounded by these cracks. You can see they kind of meet again over there. Why is my game just suddenly lagging so much? I don't understand why that happens. It's just a constant lag spike. But anyways, Dahkeya Note number 25 at 61 by 46.9. Then we have the final note here on the surface. Then we have one more in a cave, and finally the note in the arena. But we're gonna start with this one. It's actually really easy to find. We want to make our way kind of close to the red obelisk there, roughly area. And when you make your way from the red obelisk, if we kind of start there and you point toward that mountain, you can see sort of the other end of this crack right here. Very distinctive area, very easy to find on the map. Reminds me of Petra in Jordan. Right here, kind of a big ruin sort of blocking the way. And when you get inside the gates and you turn to the right, you can see Dahkeya Note number 23 waiting for you. 62.7 by 44.2. Then we have our cave note, the final one you can get without going to the boss. And we're going to start here at the entrance of the ravine, This is the coordinates we're at. The Petra ruin right there. We're gonna head in right here, and we're gonna immediately, or almost immediately, meet two different ways. And we want to take the one to the right. And then we reach this area where you once again have two choices. And you want to take to the left this time. So you will start kind of climbing in elevation a little bit. You'll have two more choices. You want to take the one to the right. So not that one, but this one. And that leads you to a little kind of land bridge crossing the ravine right here. And you can see the cave entrance right here. Hopefully that gave you an idea of where the cave entrance is. It's at 58.6 by 47.7. So now I'm just going to quickly cryopod my dino and then we'll head down in there. Okay, now we're going to head down the cave. So here we are. And it is pretty easy. So we have a hyena down. Watch out for the dangerous wildlife down here. You want to just head straight down, so you are going to meet two different ways here, but you can see they lead the same. Get to all of these like glowy bugs on the walls. Continue straight down, you'll met with another option, left or right. You want to just take the right one to save time. The left one will go and end up here, and you can see that it ultimately leads the same way. And it will come down right here. So you can take the other one, but it's kind of a waste of time. So we're just going to continue heading straight down the cave. Once again, we're met right here, so I can skip a step. But as you can see, we're kind of walking on a bridge. There's an alien structure right there. And this is basically the walkway down. So we're going to ultimately end up here. But I don't take full damage, so I can just jump down, as you can see. So just head over, go around past the alien structure, and we're down in this room. And you can see how there is a very small cave entrance right here, or like continuation of the cave, to the point where you almost gotta crouch. And then we get to these two kind of hidden doors. You can see they're kind of ancient doors right there. And when you enter those, on your left, Rockwell number 7 at 57.9 by 44.8. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final note here on the overworld main surface area. Down there leads to the artifact, but this is not a cave video, this is just notes. So we can now make our way out, and then we have to get to the boss arena. Alright, so here we are on the Manticore arena. As you can see, he's just flying around there. So this is where we spawn in, and it's pretty easy to spot the final note. It's on your right, so when you look upon this really beautiful arena, just look to the right. There's a little walkway you can take here, and the note should be right there for you. Question mark, question mark, question mark, number 2 at 51.5 by 49.5. And with that, guys, we have taken every single Explorer note here on Scorched Earth. If I open my inventory and we go into the notes, you can see that we have every single Helena note, every single Rockwell note, Raia Tablet, and Dahkeya. And if we disable these and remove all of these and activate the Extinction Chronicle one, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, which are the Island and Scorched Earth ones. And if we can also activate more of these are Helena Notes. As you can see, we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, a lot of them because there are on the island. Here's all the dossiers we have so far. A lot of them as well. And then we have Nerva, which is exclusive on the island. Wait, this is Raia. Yeah, all of Raia as well. And then this we have Dahkeya. Rockwell, there we go. We have almost all the Rockwell ones. We need the, at least I'm assuming we need the Aberration ones. But yeah, so we have all the Scorched Earth notes, which is pretty cool. So now we gotta make our way to Aberration next, I guess. Although that will be a little while. I need a break now from finding these notes. But if you did find this one helpful, what the hell? Oh yeah, I activated fly. If you did find this one helpful, then please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys sometime in, hopefully not too far from now, with the Aberration Notes. It's gonna be fun. Goodbye.